Okay, welcome to the 6th of the Programming Exam Solution Tutorials, Pests for the 2011 Comp 1 exam. For this particular problem, you were asked to have a look at trying to limit the number of balls the batsman can face. Most cricket games have a limited number of balls, so it's a 50 overs or a 20-20 match. Even test matches are limited by time and if not by overs. This is pretty possible. So for this one, just so it's realistic to test, the batter has only 6 balls to score runs from. So even if they're not out after 6 balls, their innings would end. And this has got to happen within the sort of play dice game. We've got this loop here, is where all the action really happens. And okay, there's lots of calls, but this loop here, this do loop and loop until player out, at the moment allows the player to keep scoring until they are out. And what we're going to do is create a new variable called number of balls, and we are going to use that to control the do loop and exit it when 6 balls have been bowled. So to be honest with you, let's do that first. So now my loop exits if the player's out or if the number of balls equals 6. Clearly I need to iterate that, so let's do that. So I'm basically using my number of balls as a stepper variable, and that's going to increase by 1 each time, obviously until 6 balls. Okay, the next thing I really need to do is, just forgot, I've just started off number of balls. I've just initialised it to equal 0. It would do anyway, but better safe than sorry. Let's just set that to equal to 0 there. So the next thing I really need to do is handle what happens at the end. At the moment, this loop would repeat 6 times, and then it would still display this annoying message here. So I really need to sort of change my message at the end so the player knows if they've been got out or if they've just finished their number of balls. So I'm going to do that as a if statement. So if the number of balls equals 6, then I've got a nice little statement saying you've faced 6 balls and completed the innings, well done. I suppose I ought to say what their score was. That's going to be identical to the console.writeline below, where I've just sort of concatenated your final score was and the current player's score, so that's basically the same as this. And at the moment this will only run if there are 6 balls. This will always run, so I ought to change that. And right, there we go. So if they face 6 balls, this message will be displayed. If they don't face 6 balls, then we'll assume they're out, and this message will be displayed. And that's the whole thing finished. We ought to test it. Okay, I've set it up so I can use the real dice. So I'm going to say what my scores were, and for the first player, I'm going to have it so that we face 6 balls. So why don't we score 4 each time? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're still going. Was that 6 balls? Let's have a check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It was, okay. I must have missed hit and it not got recorded for one time. So we faced 6 balls, and after 6 balls, it says my final score. So that's worked. I mean, how I'd screenshot that, I don't know. My guess is that for the real exam, they'll say face 3 balls, so you could screenshot the test. Right, so let's let Fred have a go. So Fred's batting, and this time let's check that he'll get out. So we'll score 1 run, and now this time we're going to get out. So I'm going to hit a 6 to be out, and I'm going to bowl him out. So that's a 4, and it's bowled. Oh, final score was 4. So the 2 bits that are important are that if I face 6 balls, this message showed, and if I didn't face 6 balls because I'm out, it still shows the other message. So that was that shows that little bit actually worked. Just to recap, we created a new variable to record the number of balls. We incremented it as a separate stepper within the loop. We added it as an extra exit condition of the loop, and then we just did an if statement so the correct final message was shown to the player whether they faced all 6 balls or whether they were out. And that in essence is how to solve the 6th pest.